Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Aftershow for issue 13 of The Powers That Be. This one was called Light's Chimera Action, which was just Patrick, that was brilliant. So we're going to go around, do some stars and wishes, hopefully toss some theories out, and we'll see where this takes us. So we will start with, I'm going to upend it a little bit. Let's start with Patrick this time.
All right. So my main star for this is going to go to Jackdaw because he's the one who puzzled together a thing I haven't said, but is an important part of the plot, which is they're registering villains as well. Thank you for catching that. That is a very nice bit. That will be worth experience. Um, So I also thought everybody did a great job with switching gears into investigate mode to try to figure out, wait a minute, what is going on with this? And there will be a bit of this as part of the game, of course. I love this sort of stuff as a GM, helping people puzzle together, interesting bits and
Yeah,
pieces.
yeah, you do.
Yeah. So excellent work on that. Um, Not much in terms of wishes for uh, some future things. I think folks hopefully will get a better grip on specifics of what they want for the base. As I've mentioned, some things won't be any additional cost because you know people and whatnot and other things. Depending on how difficult or weird it is, may cost experience, but we will discuss that, of course. That's not much of a problem because, well, it's your game, and superheroes need a superhero base,
Yeah.
especially when they're up to weird stuff like trying to figure out who runs everything and all of that. So that was excellent, and I'm just very happy with everybody's performance tonight. And I very much like that people are getting more into uh, telling their side of the story and expanding upon things, and not just leaving it so I have to fill in all of the space or anything like that, which I'm trying to get more used to not doing all the time because as decades of experience of being a GM, this is a very different way of doing it, and I very much like it.
Yep. All right, let's go over to Matt.
Howdy.
What do you got for us?
Well, definitely big old star to Patrick. That having the big intricate puzzle was nice. Um, playing into a little bit of Jackdaw's paranoia. Certainly was that fit well. There are a couple other instances that, of course, I'm blanking on that because spotlight and you lose about 40 IQ points, which is another point that Patrick, you did a really good job of not putting us on railroad tracks, but when we started getting lost a little bit, leaving enough breadcrumbs for us to follow. Because that's one of the once you get into investigative stuff in an RPG, besides the fact that the collective IQ of the group drops about 40 points, there I can only think of like one game system that really does investigative stuff well mechanically. So you're often kind of just left to figure it out. And things that may be obvious to the GM aren't obvious to the players. And there's a little bit of problem blindness when you're, put in the spotlight and focused on. So big star for that. Wishes, I mean, we're still, I think the group has gelled nicely. No character concept survives contact with the actual campaign. So I kind of, see a direction of Jackdaw's skill set evolving into somewhat of the tactician role. And I have some ideas for the future of that when I'm buying powers and things like that. But yeah, no, this was fun. Thank you.
And I think Jack's focus is actually lends itself very well to that. Um, so yeah. We'll go to Ray next.
Echoing the Star for Patrick. Really nice way to integrate, change directions logically, and it's a great way to follow up 2 consecutive episodes with combat. So that was nice. And yes, letting us, the characters, take more of active role in leading the direction, leading the dialogue. It's I think that's working out really well. Yeah, started Jack for stepping up character wise and um being upfront with what makes you, and like still figuring that out from the rest of our perspective, like what the hell does make okay what do you do here? um
Public relations.
yeah. Crap. So that was a really cool scene with you and Crash. um Crash, Trevor, great. That nice bit of light humor there with the coffee. That was excellent. Well timed, well
Yeah.
placed. Um, wishes. So yeah, I don't think I have no wishes for what could have happened. Um, I'm still working on like thinking on the fly and trying to be on point and entertaining to a certain extent and in character and stuff like that. So, but definitely for future, it's like, okay, there's now we have a lair and 2 bars. They need cool names. And I already started like, brainstorming as to what those could be. So, um, part of the part of what I like about the comic book genre in comic books, TV shows, movies is that it's really kind of the design and branding element. Um, I find that
I have
I
an
find
idea.
that aesthetic.
I have an idea for our bar name. I mean, obviously, the Hellbender Club is not going to change its name. The Ravens Tower.
Ooh.
Okay.
See, when I
Okay,
looked
that was
up,
my flash of inspiration, and
There
yeah,
there you
that's
go.
all you
Yeah,
guys get
no, I
tonight.
think that. But like, Queen's Gambit, and I looked that up again. It's like, oh, that's a chess move. Oh, we could do like the bar could be the poisoned pawn or the rank
Or
and file, and then
or
the
the
the back
rookery.
bar could be
Yeah.
checkmate.
Actually, so Matt just suggested the Rookery, which I
I
think
like
is a
Ooh,
that.
great overlap of the chess imagery with the bird imagery.
Yeah,
That may
okay,
be the winner right there.
yeah.
cool. Is that for the regulars bar or for the back bar,
Um,
or is that the lair?
That would be the regulars bar, I would think.
yeah, because
Okay,
basically the adjunct location of the Hellbender Club is basically what the back bar is.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I
Um,
figure that could have like, here, let me take you to the.
yeah,
Give that a name too. But anyway, so the wishes are more for like developing, helping develop this stuff and wanting to come out with a cool layout, and extension plan for the lair, and like we came up with a lot of really good ideas together. So I guess started the team for everybody contributing something that they want to see and working together and being okay with, just going with the flow for stuff. So
and making sure that Neva's interests were covered
oh,
Yep.
absolutely.
since she was off.
Applying for college. They grow up so fast. All right, Julie, over to you.
And yes, definitely a star to Patrick, our GM, having lived through various and sundry campaigns of yours over the years in different systems, and my frustration because I am not a Myst player. I hate Myst. I despise Myst. My brain does not work that way. So some things that you've done in the past were very along that line in regards to investigation stuff, which just, I was always just like, I'm out. I cannot help. My brain cannot cope. And so seeing the way that you adjusted how you do things so that we weren't just sitting there going, yeah, was really, really well done. So thank you for putting in the effort for that, because I know every Myst and Myst clone, known to man makes you happy. So said I think everybody did a great job of the in character dealing with the investigation stuff, as well as in character figuring out what's in our base of operations and stuff, like there wasn't a whole lot of, there wasn't actually any like useless, wouldn't it be cool? It was like, okay, this works for this character, my character, or for this character, other character, or as an overall team and stuff. So it was a very cohesive discussions, and I thought that was awesome. And wishes are just, to kind of, keep on doing that, and the fun that we are going to have of giving, ECAT, Neva's tour in the next game session.
Crash is absolutely, by the way, seriously buying blackout curtains for Neva's.
Oh yeah,
sweet. For me, again, it sounds like a cop out to say stars to everyone, but like, yeah, everyone. When the investigation happened, I think everyone did a really good job of kind of leaning into not only each of us as investigative people, but even more so how our characters would have reacted, because that is a really easy place for the player character line to blur. And I think that I think everyone did a really, really good job of delineating that, and kind of shunting ourselves to the portion of the investigation that we would do better, except possibly for the one role where, like, Tweedledee and Tweedledum were trying to figure out how the drone worked.
Yeah.
The dice were not our friends tonight.
Yeah. So as far as wishes, I had an idea that for at some point, something in the base should be something that we can't just build with XP. I would like to have like some kind of fetch quest for something related to something that we have in the base, because I think that would give us a lot more emotional attachment to it. Because right now, as our trophy room fills, as kind of a tangential example, why do we keep those trophies? Because we have an emotional attachment. We as the characters have an emotional attachment to how we got that. I would like to see something other than just a trophy that fits that description. Partially because that it's also a trophy, but it's also the thing that we have in our base that we got because we went in here and did this incredibly dangerous thing, and beat up this guy, and then Hex showed up and laughed at all of us and got away again.
His Hexen's dick.
Keen dislike for that man. So, but yeah, I would like to see that. Okay, so let's theorycraft here. Let's theorycraft here a little bit. I would love to hear people's opinions on what is the deal with Marla, because there's more to her than just the receptionist at STEM and more than just a data entry person. We know this. This is comic book trope number 5, I think it is.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of waiting for that moment of I forget the name of the slug woman from Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc. Yes.
Yeah. I'm waiting for her to be the one in charge of all of it.
Yeah.
I think that matters.
I don't know if there's a comic, sort of mini series by, I think, Ed Brubaker called Velvet. And it was essentially, what if Moneypenny in the James Bond franchise was more than just a pencil pusher?
Nice.
And so, yeah, that easily could go in that direction too, where you have her being a fairly hyper competent, like Maria Hill character who's just her cover within the organization is this manager and handler for teams. But anyway,
or fledgling hero who is some relation to USA, but she's being put there to keep herself safe from herself and others.
Okay.
Like kind of, but it's like sort of that going along with it because there is that budding potential, but not the structure in order to handle it all. And yeah, so it's like, okay, we're gonna put her in this system so we can keep an eye on her.
Yeah. Julie, what have you got? Thoughts?
I mean, Excel spreadsheets and filing systems, is a type of superpower. So there is that.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it could just be that she actually is really good at keeping things organized and keeping track of people and stuff, and that there's something going on with it, that she's powered, but not in a go out and combat way, but in so.
My other thought, and this is also a trope that you see very often, but the example of it that's coming to mind is actually from the Sentinels of the Multiverse card game. Is she's a villain, and she ends up being the one, because they are registering villains, and they are in this. She ends up being like the puppet master behind all of the villains that STEM has registered. I know Patrick's sitting there. You're either gloating because one of us is spot on, or gloating because we're all 180 degrees off, and that's awesome. And I really don't want to know which one it is.
Yeah. We will find out
the third thing
hard way.
Oh yeah,
is Patrick's like, ooh, that's even better than what I had planned, so I'm going to steal that.
Yep.
He's taking notes with all of this.
This is part of why we theorycraft, folks.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else that anyone wants to throw out for discussion?
Well, not really discussion. I did remember one of the things that just little thing that Patrick did, which was just working in the video contrast issues I had a couple of weeks ago as an in-joke in the narrative was actually was brilliant too. So thank you.
That was very nice. All right. So as I said during the broadcast, we will at least be taking 2 weeks from tonight off. There's a chance that we may also be taking 4 weeks off 4 weeks from tonight off. Most of us are going to a large event, and that will be like the day after people get home. So we'll see how we're all feeling. And if you guys are interested in updates, follow me on Mastodon, Vitruvian Meeple at dice.camp. Or I'll see about just throwing a quick video up here on YouTube. But other than that, for Patrick, Matt, Julie, Ray, and Ecat and Absentia, I am the Vitruvian Meeple. Good night, everybody.